Hi guys, I am Stacey Ann, the Melanin Principessa, and welcome to my channel. So it's 2021 and you are now more determined than ever to meet that saving target, but you're still missing that extra piece of discipline that will take you to that savings goal. Partnering is what may just work for you. Stay with me if you would like some information on how that type of saving would work. I will also share with you the pros and cons of that type of saving. Now, before we get into it, please remember to like and subscribe to my channel if you like the information that you get. You can also, of course, select the notifications bell so that you can see these topics as soon as they are recorded and sent to you. Also, share this information with others that you think may be interested, and if it is that you believe the information will help their lifestyle. So let's get into it. So what is partner or partnering? It is the coming together of a group of persons who will pool their money to facilitate an equal lump sum payout to each partner over a specified time frame. Alright, so of course you're wondering, how does this really work? So there are 3 terms I'm going to share with you. They're important for this type of saving. So I'm going to tell you what the term is and explain what it is. So when I use it throughout this video, you will be able to understand what I'm saying. The first terminology is banker. The banker is the individual that is responsible for collecting and disbursing the funds. The second term is draw. The draw is the lump sum payout that is given to each member of the partner. The third term is hand. This is the installment amount paid by each member of the partner at each interval of the partner. Alright, so the first thing that the group would do is to identify the banker. Remember, the banker is responsible for collecting and dispersing the funds. Collectively as a group, or the banker can then determine the amount that is to be paid, the interval by which these amounts will be paid, and over what period of time this amount is to be paid. That calculated together will determine the draw or the payout amount that each individual will receive. The banker will also determine the order of the payout, meaning who will get the payout first, who will get it second, who will get it third, and so on until everyone has received this payout. Alright, so to make this a little bit more practical, we're going to use an example. Let's say a group of 10 colleagues have decided to come together to utilize this type of saving. So they're partnering together to save some money. The interval that they have selected is weekly, so whatever amount is decided for payment will be done weekly. The decided amount per interval is $1,000. So right there, if you calculate it together, it's $1,000, 10 persons, so that's $10,000 that the banker would have collected each week. At the end of that week, dependent on who is going to receive the first payout or the first draw, that person will get $10,000. That would have been the accumulated amount of everyone putting $1,000. Now this will continue every week for 10 weeks. You will realize that the amount that each person gets as a lump sum is the amount that they had been paying per interval over the 10 weeks period. Now this type of saving can be quite flexible, meaning there are multiple variables in it that you can adjust. So for, as it relates to the example that I just gave, the interval doesn't have to be weekly, meaning the amount that each person pays on a routine basis does not have to happen weekly. The group could decide to make this a daily payment. It could be weekly, it could be fortnightly, it could be monthly, it could be every 2 months. It all depends on what the group decides and what it is that they are trying to achieve from this saving. Another variable that can also change is the amount that is paid. So again, looking back at my example, it doesn't have to be $1,000 that is paid. It can be $20, it can be $3,000, it can be $100. Again, it all depends on what the group decides. As it relates to the duration or the specified period over which this amount will be paid, again, this can be changed depending on the group's goal. However, it must be a period that facilitates the equal amount, the equal lump sum payout to each member of that partnership. Alright, so of course now you're wondering, how would this type of saving benefit me? What would be the point of utilizing this type of saving? And as promised, I'm going to share with you the pros and the cons of this type of saving. The greatest pro of this type of saving is accountability. Now, because this is a group effort and not something that you're doing as an individual, it removes the option element. It's almost as if it becomes an expense for you. It's something that you're going to apply to your budget. It's something that you're going to write down to say, I must pay this amount by this particular day. So you no longer have the option of saying whether you'd like to, put $500 in the bank today or put $100 today. You have a set amount. There are persons that are dependent on this, persons that will be upset with you, persons that will be sad with you if this amount is not paid. So it's almost a second type of business that have come into play, and of course it must progress, and that is how we remove the element of option and you become accountable for this. Another pro to this type of saving is lump sum. Remember that the amount that you get or your draw is given to you in a lump sum amount. So it's everyone's money pooled together to be given to you. Now, when we are in receipt of a large sum of money, we are less likely to waste it and more likely to use it on something that is important. Another pro to this type of saving is that it acts as an interest-free loan. This happens because of the fact that you can get your payout before you have actually put all of this money in. And at the end of the day, you are not required to pay an addition to the amount that you have received. So you can use this type of saving if it is that you have a deadline to meet, but you will not be able to accumulate the funds on your own to meet that particular deadline. Another pro to this type of saving is that there is no limit. So remember, I had explained to you what a hand is. A hand is the installment amount that you pay at each interval. So going back to the example that I gave before, it will be the $1,000 that you pay as an individual each week. However, let's say that you want more. You want to be able to save more. What you can do is to act as more than one person. So instead of paying only one hand, you would pay multiples of that. So you could decide that you would like to be able to pay as 3 persons because you would like to receive 3 lump sum payments. So instead of paying $1,000 per week, you would pay $3,000, therein giving you the ability to get 3 separate payouts. So that is what I mean when I say there is no limit. So you can pay as much as you would like to pay, or in this instance, save as much as you would like to save. Alright, so now you're thinking, yes, that all sounds wonderful and great, but there is always a con to every situation. So the con to this type of saving is trustworthiness. Trustworthiness as it relates to the persons or the individuals that are partnering with you. Will this person continue to pay even after they have received their payout amount? Will they stick with the partner to the end and be fair to everyone? You must ensure that when entering into this agreement, you enter with persons of integrity. Now, the good thing is that this type of saving is actually now offered by banking or financial institutions, and that will actually take away the problem of trustworthiness. So, if it is that you decide to enter this type of saving with a bank, then you wouldn't have to be wondering about individuals' integrity. However, it will eliminate most of the benefits that you would have received if it is that you simply entered with a group of persons. For example, the payout that you get from the bank would come at the end, meaning you would have to have paid all of these installments before you receive the lump sum payout. So that's it for today. I hope I have shared something with you that will help you with your savings goals. And before I go, I'd like to leave with you a quote. It's from George Washington Carver. He says that 99% of all failures are from people who have a habit of making excuses. If you have a goal and you are determined to get there, there are multiple options available to you to meet that goal. So don't get into the habit of making an excuse to say you are unable to do something because of something. If you cannot do it because of this particular reason, there is another option available for you. Thank you guys for watching. Again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for this and more. Take care.